Ken, how you doing? Good luck to you today, bud.
Yeah, same to you. Thank you.
This is Bruce Stroud.
Renee, give him hell out there.
Oh,
girl.
thank you.
Not your first triathlon, your first.
Yeah, it is.
Bruce runs the Heart of the Rockies Triathlon
How's that, Jim?
here in Invermere, British Columbia, and has for the past 31 years.
That looks good.
This is my first triathlon.
Get out of town.
Yeah, thank you very much for organizing.
We get lots of first-timers here. A lot of people use the old Heart of the Rockies as a first time.
Yeah.
Bruce has got a passion for triathlon. He was one of the guys back when it wasn't something cool to do that he would get this race organized.
Bruce held his first race in 1983, before the existence of Triathlon Canada.
56 people came to the very, very first event. Prior to wetsuits, prior to clip-in pedals.
It was a fairly bare bones kind of experience. You just kind of showed up with a pair of running shoes and a bike.
In those days, the race was known as the Windermere Loop, and the swim was unusual. Instead of an out and back around buoys, it was a point-to-point, one long stretch across Windermere Lake.
We got on a bus, we went out to the point, and we swam straight into the shore, and they would put on headlights on trucks to help us guide our way in. It's a long way to swim point to point.
Back then, the rules were loose, and you just did what you had to do.
In the first years, we would just lay the bicycles on the grass, and you pick your own spot.
People were stripping naked and just, transitioning out in public.
With the run, you have to throw your shoes in the ditch or in a bag, and when you came running in, you hoped you could figure out what was your stuff.
The Windermere Loop Triathlon was unwieldy. It was out there. People had to come back and get their bicycles at the end of the race.
For the winners, the hassle was worth it. The top three in each age group went home with a beer mug, and 31 years later, they still do.
It's the most coveted prize in triathlon is the mug, the 20-ounce beer mug. Amber, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
All right.
I hope to get a beer mug from you later.
Bring it over.
At 69 years old, Bruce Stroud is also still competing in his own triathlon as a swimmer in the relay event.
You never see that. Usually they run it like a business. They're there for that as opposed to actually, being part of it.
220, 64.
I guess you could say it's down home. It's roots. We don't have a lot of hype, not a lot of ceremony. There's very few egos.
It has such a history, and it has been such one of those grassroots types of races.
You guys are all good to ride.
Just a real sense of camaraderie.
We have a bit of everything. There's kids racing, there's parents racing. People come out for their weekends with their families and make it an exciting event. There's a good spirit out here. It's a really special place.
When you see a race that a director's been involved with that long, that says a lot about his commitment to not only the sport, but to this community as well.
Never in my wildest dreams did I ever believe that I'd be doing this 31 years. It means everything for me.